Hi again. This practice is based on a style of yoga called Tantra, White Tantra. And Tantra yoga is really focusing on your energy body and building and kind of improving the flow of prana, energy in the body. So a way to do that is moving on the breath. So these practices are really breath-based, and we're going to start with counting the breath to really get the mind to focus in on the breathing. This is a bit challenging at first because it really asks you to meditate into your breathing, and it's hard to think about anything else. So the mind will get agitated. If you've got a busy head, if there's a lot going on, it can be almost agitating at first, trying to settle and not just think about all the other things you've got to think about. But in the process of focusing on the breath and just getting into this rhythm of breathing and really settling the mind into the breath, this just brings down this kind of heady energy of overthinking and brings us into a really lovely quiet state of relaxation. So we're going to finish this practice with a little sitting meditation. So you might want to have something ready like a bolster or a meditation cushion to sit up on at the end. So just come down to lying on your back, and we're going to begin with some lying down movements and then up to all fours from there. So just settling, and give yourself a moment to arrive into your practice, to feel what's happening, where your attention is going. And it's a really good practice to just notice what you're noticing. We are so often thinking about a million different things, and our mind is going in loads of different places at any one time, and that creates this fragmented and scattered feeling, and our energy is really affected by that. We lose a lot of our energy through just overthinking and trying to be in loads of different places at the same time. So take a few moments now to really see if you can be here, be in your body, be in your breath, and settle. So feel the ground that you're lying on. Locate your feet, feel your toes. And just think about what you're thinking about. So what are your thoughts doing at the moment? Where are your thoughts going? And what does that feel like? How does that make you feel, those thoughts? Because where your thoughts go, where your attention goes, is where your energy goes. So just see if you can really be here now and give yourself your own attention, give yourself your focus. So let's just do a little gentle twisting out the back practice just to start to warm up. So bring your arms up and out beside you in a goalpost shape, or extend them out to the sides, but just have them up out the way. Separate the feet a bit, and then just simply lower the knees to one side on the exhale, like a kind of a windscreen wiper movement in the knees. Let the head drop the other way. And then inhale, come to center, head and knees to center. Exhale, dropping the knees the other way. Inhaling, coming back to center. And just repeat that a few times, just letting your body move on your breath, dropping on the exhale, coming back on the inhale. Exhaling. And in this practice, we're going to be less focused on the range of movement. That means not worried too much about how far into the shape, the position, the asana you go. Just creating a bit of a shape on the breath. So it's a whole moving meditation. So consider this almost like a long moving breathing exercise. And the sensations and the shapes you're making matter less than the focus on the breath. The focus on the breath and how you're connecting with your breath is what matters in this most of all. Inhale to center. And then bring your arms up alongside your head, so they're reaching up away from you on the ground, either side of the head. Step your feet in a little bit more, so your feet are underneath your knees, shins vertical. And then inhale, lift your hips up. So we're going to move like this a few times, and the arms are going to move as well. So your hips come up on the inhale, and then on the exhale, lower your arms and your hips down all the way back to the ground. And then inhale, raise the arms and the hips up. And exhale, lower back down again. So repeat this and see if you can try and make the movement smoother and slower each time. You're going to start to count the breath. So come up, and on the inhale, count 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then lowering down for 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're stretching the breath. Keep going with that. So inhaling up for 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lowering down for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Couple more times in your own counting. As you exhale, when your hips come down, draw your knees into your chest and pull them in with the hands, and that's the end of the 8 counts there. And then on the inhale, lift the feet up and bring your arms back overhead onto the ground, and that's the 6 counts on the inhale. And then exhale, just lower back down, so you're bringing your feet and hands back down to the ground again and placing them down roughly at the same moment, and that's for 8. We'll just do that again. So hips and arms coming up for 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Lowering down and drawing knees into chest for 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feet and arms up for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And lowering down for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming up again for 6, arms and hips. Coming down, knees into chest for 8. Feet and arms up for 6. And feet and hands down for 8. Another round, hips and arms up for 6. And lower down, knees to chest for 8. Feet and arms up for 6. And back down again for 8. Just pause there for a few moments, close your eyes, feel your breathing. Notice the quality in your body just from those simple movements, moving on the breath. You might notice that there's already a sort of settling in your attention, just starting to notice yourself a bit more. So draw the knees into the chest. Make a little circle there. Then we're going to come up and over onto all fours. So you can roll along your spine or push up to the side and come over onto all fours. And when you get there, start with cat and cow pose. So on the inhale, and try and keep that same slow rhythm that we created on the back. Exhaling really nice and slowly. And you're interested in the transitions between these positions.
moving really smoothly from one to the other. As you come into cat pose, this is the rounding position on the exhale. Push back down at the end of the exhale into child, but your head might not come to the ground because we're keeping the belly quite tight, pulled in. And then come up. And as you come onto all fours, inhale once you're on all fours in cow pose. So you're inhaling up here. And then round the back in cat pose, and as you exhale, push yourself back like you're squeezing out the last of the breath, pushing yourself back and down. Come up without inhaling, so you just come up, and then once you're back up on all fours, you inhale, let the head and bum come up and the chest open, taking a nice deep breath in. And then exhaling, rounding, and this really stretches the exhale, these movements. You push back and draw the belly in, squeezing out the last of the breath as you go back down. Coming up without the inhale, and then let the inhale come in when you let the back open, chest and bum stick out. Couple more rounds, rounding on the exhale, and pushing back. Up, and then inhaling, and again rounding, and pushing back, coming up, and inhale. Adding downward dog on the exhale now, tuck the toes and push back into downward dog through the exhale. Take the whole exhale to get there. When you finish exhaling, put the knees on the ground and then inhale when they come down, opening the chest. Rounding the back in cat pose and going back to child's pose. So we're just adding dog into this sequence now, going back down into child, coming up. When you're on all fours, inhale. Tuck the toes, push to dog on the exhale. Nice and slowly pushing back. Hug the belly in, rounding back a bit. Lower the knees and then inhale. And rounding the back, cat pose. Into child's pose. Inhaling. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Last time here. Coming down and then inhaling. Going back to child's pose. And this time in child's pose, let your arms come around behind you. Rest the belly onto the thighs. The head can come to the ground or just above the ground, and palms are facing up, stacked on the back, the lower back. Then inhale, come up and unfold yourself right up onto the knees, reaching the arms up overhead, palms touch. And on the exhale, you're folding down. Concertina yourself, so bend at the hips and the knees and fold over, palms stacking on the back. Head might not touch the ground, that's okay. And then inhale, unfold yourself. Coming all the way up. And exhaling, concertinaing all the way down. And another one there. So you can feel this is stretching the inhale in this movement. One more. Keep the palms together, tuck the toes. Now sit back on the heels on the exhale, bringing the hands down to the heart. And then point the fingers down, scoop them up, and come up again, reaching the arms above the head on the inhale. Exhale, sitting down. This is a little easier now, just really simple movement, but stretching out the toes. Point the fingers, inhale, scooping up, raising the arms. Exhale, sitting back on the toes. You might want to close your eyes and just settle into the rhythm of the breath. We want this to become a bit like a dance, so the breath is the beat, and we're just following this steady
a metronome beat of the breath, moving smoothly. A couple more of these. Exhale. So it's a moving meditation, really settling. Remember that the way you move is the way you think. The way you think is the way you move. So by smoothing out your movement, you're smoothing out your thoughts. Bring the hands either side of the knees. Then on the inhale, lift the knees on the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels and reach the arms forward so you're sticking your bum out. Inhale, slowly coming up, so straightening the legs. Hold the elbows on the exhale. On the inhale, pull your elbows up so you're really reaching up, tall in the side waist. And then exhale, lean to the side. So just stay there and you're leaning over to the side, getting a nice deep side stretch. Inhale, pull the elbows a little higher. Exhaling, leaning over, feeling this squeeze on one side, stretch on the other. One more on each side, inhaling up. Exhaling, leaning over. Inhaling. And exhale. Then on the inhale, raise the arms up. Coming back to that chair pose, squat, bend the knees, stick the bum out, reach the arms forward. And then lower the hands down as you inhale, let the heels lift. And exhale, let the knees come down close to the wrists. Keep the toes tucked, coming into a little cow pose here on the inhale. And then rounding the back on the exhale into cat pose. Really tuck the belly and chin under. Then on the inhale, pick your hands up. Very gently peel them up through the inhale. And during the exhale, lower them down further away from you. So control with the core muscles, bring them down gently. Inhaling into your back bend, cow pose, back to downward dog. Push the ground away from you, reach the hips back, keep the knees a bit bent. Transition to plank pose, so move the feet back or the hands forward and come into plank smoothly. Lower the knees down, go back to puppy dog, so come onto fingertips, keep the toes tucked, reaching back. Inhaling, coming up. Putting the chest and chin on the ground between your hands as you exhale. Stay there a moment. Then scoop the hips through, lift the chest into cobra. Inhale. Push up into downward facing dog. Exhale. Raise the right leg, a big lift on the inhale. Step the right foot forward on the exhale and lower the left knee down. Raise your arms. Anjaneya Asana on the inhale, still trying to keep this steady pace. Exhale, that metronome of breath, following the beat. Lift the back knee, inhale. And then move the left foot out a bit to bring the heel down, ready for warrior one. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And on the exhale, bring the palms together and bend the front knee. Inhale, straighten the back leg, reach the arms higher. Exhale, stay in the position and just bend the front knee deeper. Inhale, straighten the back leg, raise the arms. Exhale, deep bend in the front knee. Then inhale, separate the hands. And on the exhale, straighten the front leg and bring your arms down alongside you, squaring up the chest and the hips. Then inhale, thunderbolt pose, reaching the arms forward, so a big long stretch through the spine, the arms and the back. And exhale, just smooth and slow. So getting back into your rhythm here. Inhaling, reaching nice and long and smooth. Exhaling, drawing your arms back and down. And remember, how you move is how you think. So if you feel a bit fast and scattered in your mind, then move more smoothly and slowly, and that'll really settle your attention. One more again. Inhale. This exhale, just lift the back heel and lower the left hand down, and you're in a twist. Inhale, twist to the right a little bit more, And then exhale, bring your arm back behind you and lower your back knee down to take a big circle with the arm. And then inhale, reach the arm forward, lift the back knee, get higher, taller, longer there. You can even straighten the front leg a bit if you want. And then exhale, bend the knees, lower the back knee, release the hand down and forward. A couple more of those big opening, stretch, lift. And exhaling, flowing down. One more. Preparing for dog after this one. Inhaling. Keep your rhythm, your pace. And on your exhale, move slowly to dog. Try and create a nice, steady, smooth movement back. Coming forward into plank pose. Inhale. Going back to your knees. And exhale down towards child's pose. And then coming up. And inhale when you're back up on the hands. And then round your back. And go back into child's pose. Coming up. And then inhaling. And rounding the back. And if holding the breath here after doing those last movements is too much, then just keep the breath steady and just move in and out on the breath. So inhale just to come up rather than waiting. So find your breathing pattern that suits. And see if you can just lengthen the exhale a little bit more, steadying yourself. And we'll do the same. Do this whole round again on the other side. So inhaling, opening up, and then taking downward dog, tuck the toes. Exhale, pushing back. Inhaling, coming forward into plank. Lower the knees and go back down into child's pose. So we'll just add downward dog into these movements. Coming up and inhaling. Rounding the back. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Coming down onto the knees and then inhaling. Rounding the back, back into child's pose, pushing slowly back. Coming up and then inhaling. Tucking the toes, keep the chest open this time and push back into downward facing dog as you exhale. So a couple more rounds of this, really getting back into the breath. Come to the knees and then inhale. Rounding the back, drawing the belly in, pushing back as you exhale. Coming up and then inhale. And downward facing dog once more. Exhale. Coming onto the knees, ready for the inhale. Then as you go back to child's pose this time, get ready to bring the arms back alongside you and then rest them on the back like you're folding your wings in behind you. And then on the inhale, come up, unfold yourself, reach the arms right up overhead. And then folding in and down, folding over the legs, palms on the back. Coming up, and inhale, reaching right up above the head. And on the exhale, folding down. And just go at your pace, following your breath, folding your wings behind you, lower the head. Coming up, inhale. And lowering down, exhale. And again, inhaling. Tuck the toes, sit back on them as you bring your hands to your heart, exhale. Scoop the hands down, inhale, reaching up. Bring the hands down to the heart, sitting back on the feet, exhale. Scooping the hands down, coming up, and really make these lovely, smooth, steadying movements for your mind. So we do so much of this thinking that it's going to benefit the body, but so much of these movements are really for the mind, to help us settle, Come to a more peaceful, steady state, less reactive, more calm. Inhale. Exhale. One more of those. Inhale. And exhale. As you come down, let the hands separate and come beside the knees. And on the inhale, you push up onto the balls of the feet. On the exhale, you lower the heels and raise the arms in front, bum out. Then inhale, slowly straighten the legs up to standing. Hold your elbows on the exhale. Just hold them the other way, so you always go automatic there. Draw the elbows up nice and tall, and then take a side stretch. Inhale to center. Take the other side. Exhale, pulling the arms away. Inhale. And again, once more on each side, feeling that big length along the side waist. Massaging the internal organs as you breathe. Nice and smooth. Then on this inhale, raise the hands, facing the front of the mat again. And squatting down, exhaling, sinking low, bum out. Inhale, lean forward a bit, heels lift, hands come down. Exhale, knees smoothly and slowly to the wrists. Bring the chest open on the inhale, heart up. And then on the exhale, really round out the back, pushing the ground away, tuck the chin under. And on the inhale, pick your hands up nice and slowly. And on the exhale, just bring your hands away down to the ground in front of you. Inhale, chest opening. Get ready for downward facing dog. So push back on the exhale, reach the hips back, nice long spine. Prepare for plank on the inhale, so nice and smooth transition forward on the inhale, legs closer together. And then lower down, come to puppy dog. So look forward between the hands and draw the hips back, come to fingertips. And on the inhale, come up, keep moving steadily. Put your chest down between your hands on your exhale, keep the elbows in, pause for a moment. And then lower the hips, lift the chest, cobra, inhale. Up to downward facing dog as you push back. Exhale. Lift the left leg up on the inhale. And prepare to step through on the exhale. Left foot through, back knee down. Raise the arms, point the back toes. Inhale, keep your movement smooth. And lower the hands down on the exhale. Preparing for warrior one. Lift the back knee. Inhale. Lower the right foot down, stand on it, exhale, bend front knee. Raise the arms, inhale. Palms together, face the front of the mat, and on the exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, straighten the back leg and raise the arms higher. Exhale, bend the front knee. So inhale, and you can really feel this changing the breath. Can you still keep your breath really steady and smooth and calm, even when your body's working, knee bent, strong in the arms and the leg. And then exhale, straighten the front leg and lower your arms down. Square off the chest and the hips. Inhale, bend the front knee, reach forward, get long in your spine. And then exhale, squaring up and getting steady. And you can let your eyes move really smoothly as well. So inhale, you can look up and forward a bit. And then exhale, the eyes come down as the hands lower as well. Inhaling. And exhale. One more breath there, inhale. On this exhale, just lift the back heel and lower the right hand down, and you're in a twist. Get taller, longer inhale, twist to the left. And then exhale, reach back behind you, lower your back knee and sweep the hand forward. So you take these nice big circuits here. Inhale, lift the back knee, stretch up, and you can even straighten the front leg a bit there for a bit more stretch. And exhale, lower the knee and the hand down. 2 more of those. Inhale, lift, reach, get longer. And exhale, lowering down. One more there. Inhale, reaching up. And exhaling. Getting ready for downward facing dog at the end of the exhale.
Take a few breaths here now. So settle into your dog. Find your breathing. Close your eyes. See if you can keep the breath really steady, smooth in this position. Roll the shoulders open, bend the knees a little, reach the thigh bones back. Get longer in the spine, pushing the ground away. Another breath. And then inhale, come onto the knees. And come back to kneeling now. So you can always sit on something if kneeling isn't comfortable, or come to cross-legged. But get into a comfortable position, rest the palms on the lap. And then on the inhale, I want you to just raise your hands up, palms facing up. And on the exhale, the palms are going to face the ground and the hands lower. So the movement can be really small, or bigger if you want it to. So flip the hands, and on the inhale, the palms rise up, facing up. Turn the palms and exhale, let the hands come down. So what I want you to work on here is just continue this for a few minutes, letting your breath regulate. And as the breath settles, so does the nervous system. And just feel yourself settling. And as you watch your hands moving with your breath, what you'll notice is that the breath has 4 parts to it. You have an inhale, and you have an exhale. And after the exhale, there's a little pause. So let the hands flipping be during that pause, and then let the hands raise during the inhale. And then the hands flip during the pause after the inhale, and then they come down during the exhale. So you end up, the hands flipping represents and takes up the time when you're naturally pausing between the breaths. And this starts to create a really lovely, deep, settling breath, and really calms the nervous system when we can take those natural pauses. A few more rounds of this. The movement really describe your breath. So each movement might be slightly different to the last as you describe your breathing pattern. Just a few more rounds of this settling breath. Maybe let the movements become smaller now, so your hands aren't coming above your shoulders, they're just really small movements now. As the breath settles and becomes more subtle, the movement becomes smaller, slower. And you find the pauses become slightly longer. End up with the breath and the pause almost being about the same length. So the inhale is about the same length as the pause after it. The pause after the exhale is about the same length as the exhale. So see if you can feel that in the movement. So the time it takes to flip the hands, about the same time as it takes to lift or lower them. And then from here, just rest the hands on the lap.
Take a few breaths, feeling the quality in your mind, in your body. And then just come down onto your back. So we're going to just finish on the back for a few moments and then come back up to sitting. So just lay yourself back down, knees bent, feet on the floor. We'll just do a few final movements here on the breath. So on the inhale, lift your hips up. And then on the exhale, lower your hips down. Take a breath at the bottom. Inhale, and then start to lift the hips on the exhale. Come up a bit higher on the inhale. Pause for a moment, and then exhale slowly down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you begin to lift the hips. Continue lifting on the inhale. Pause. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhale at the bottom. One more round. Begin to lift as you exhale. Continue to lift as you inhale. Come up a bit higher. Pause. And exhaling down. You can leave your knees bent or extend your legs out in Shavasana now. Take a few breaths. Just a final piece here is bend your elbows so your hands come up off the ground, and that's going to be the inhale. And then turn the palms, so like you were doing when you were kneeling, and lower the hands down to touch or just hover above the ground on the exhale. Then flip the palms during the pause. Inhale, come up. So you're letting your body really rest now. And just make a few rounds of this movement to settle you back into your breath here. Exhaling, hands going down. Flipping during the pause. Inhaling, coming up. Turning the hands and exhale, and see if you can really focus on your breath now, putting all your attention into it, into this feeling of quiet, restful state and real attention on the breath. Until you end up with the hands becoming even, smaller movements, so very small movements. Maybe just turn the palms up and leave the hands on the ground now, resting there. Inhale, let the hands spread, the fingers spread, and exhale, curl your fingers in. Inhale, extending out through the fingertips. Exhale, curl your fingers in. Just do a few of these pulses with the breath. Inhaling, stretching. Exhaling, curling. And then just let the hands settle into stillness. Just take a few moments here of total stillness in the body, really practicing stillness now. Quiet, steady body. Slow, steady breath. Can you watch your breath now?
something that's happening through you. You're a vessel for this energy. The breath is just moving through you now, a big swelling, opening, expanding on the inhale, and a gentle softening, condensing, relaxing, dropping on the exhale. So just follow a few slow, quiet breaths here as you rest. And just bring your arms up alongside your head. Bring the feet out a little bit wider and just lie here for again, just 3 or 4 deep breaths, feeling your body dropping open, feeling the aliveness, the sense of your energy, your connectedness to yourself. Slowly draw the legs in. We're going to come up to sitting now, so rolling over, and we're just going to finish the practice with a few minutes sitting. So grabbing whatever you need there to sit on to be comfortable. Find your seat. Make sure the spine is nice and straight. And then the last few movements here are just for the neck. So this really deeply helps to bring us back to a state of equilibrium, of centeredness as you move the head up and down slowly. So let the head drop down on the exhale, and then very slowly and gently let the head lift up on the inhale, just chin lifting slightly. And then exhaling, lowering the head. So as you move, you're not so worried about how far you're moving, so don't worry about a big movement. Focus more on the ability to move smoothly and the ability of your neck muscles to control the weight of your head going up and down in a very smooth, slow action. And what this does is it smooths out and helps to control and settle the cranial nerves, so the nerves running through the neck into the head, which are the central nervous system nerves that really are very important to our sense of well-being, of feeling whole, of feeling steady and connected to ourselves and others. And just moving the head in this way can really help and do a very simple action of settling us in a deep way in our nervous system. You'll feel this, you should feel this as a very kind of settling, quiet, relaxing feeling. Inhaling. And exhale. And the next time the head comes through neutral, you're going to do a tilt to the side, so just gently letting your head go over to one side. Inhaling, bringing the head back up. Exhaling, letting your head lean to the other side. Inhaling back up. Just do that tilt, smooth tilting a few times. Noticing the quality of your movement, the quality of your mind, deep settling.
Last time now. This movement is a twist, so you're turning and looking over your shoulder on your exhale, and then coming smoothly back to center on the inhale. Turning, slowly rotating on the exhale, coming back to center on the inhale. Just keep your head turning smooth and slow. Again, you're more interested in the smoothness of the movement rather than the range or how far you go around. Just a slow, smooth turn of the head. Last time on each side. Just slowly bringing your head back to neutral. And feel stillness now, sitting up nice and straight. Feel where the top of the head is, the crown reaching up. Feel your shoulders gently dropping down, and feel this lovely sense of stillness that you've created through these practices. And in reality, this stillness isn't something you've created, but you've uncovered, you've refound again your natural state. Your natural state is one of quiet, steady stillness, very spacious, full of energy. And through this quiet focus on the breath and steadying of your movements, you come back to your natural state, which is always under the surface, connecting you with life, with others, and with your deep inner self. Namaste.